Hello everyone, welcome again to my show, and today I'm going to talk about again still green card. Why am I talking green card every single day? Because I don't want you to make a mistake. Many people make unnecessary mistakes and they ending up to be disqualified right away, or you make a mistake, you win, but you are going to be disqualified no matter even if you have won because you didn't follow instruction. And today I'm going to talk about children, because many people here is where they get a lot of problems. Either they don't put the children, or they put a different number, or they decide to put the wrong number of children, whatever it is, and they win. And after winning, they are going to be disqualified. Why are they going to be disqualified? Because you are considered that you lied, you tried to trick the system. So you are penalized by being not allowed to come to US even if you have won the green card lottery. So listen very careful about children as far as green card lottery is concerned. Welcome to the EBM Scholars Show. This is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, founder and CEO. Yeah, I'm a CEO, in case you didn't know, obvious, of the EBM Scholars Show, right from my home office in Belton, Missouri, United States of America. Okay, before we continue, there is a link here. You have to subscribe here so that I can be able to send more videos, and for you can get notification. You get this information right away when I post these videos. I'm posting a lot of videos. You need to get the notification. You need to get these kind of messages. You act accordingly before it is too late. Because before the deadline has been declared, whatever, watch these videos and make sure that you make a proper application. Because this year, there is one guy from Kenya who was communicating with, made this mistake and it costed him so bad. He won the lottery, but he didn't put that he's married, and he didn't put that he has kids. And the reason he didn't do that, because the guy was working in Saudi Arabia, and because he was there and he was almost nearby the last days of application, so it was difficult to get the proper green card photo for his wife and the kid. So he decided, oh, let me put a 0, and whenever someone advised him, oh, just put this information, and then when you win, you'll add them when you win. Okay, so this is the regulation. Listen very, very careful. You are required to put these two information, the information of marital status and the information of children. I've already talked in another video about marital status. I'm talking about children. You must put the number of children you have. And if you put 1, the next page you click, it will come information of one child. It's called derivative child. If you say you are married and you have 1 child, it will come derivative information for your wife or your husband, and you come information of the child. Name of the child, gender of the child, place of birth of the child, wherever, and the picture of the child. So you must have a photo. Another question, is the photo of the child or the spouse has to be like the main applicant? Yes. All photos entering into the green card lottery application form must have the white background, must be the size of 600 times 600, and it must have the size of not exceeding 240 kilobytes. All must have the same or similar requirements. So you put the number of kids. Who are your kids? Who are the kids supposed to be included there? You can either include, you must include your biological kids. You have to put them there. You have to put the kids, if you are married to a person, has kids before your marriage. That means those are your stepchildren. Those kids, you will put them in the application. Your stepson, your stepdaughter can be included, will be counted and included in your application. But also, if you have adopted children, can be put there. So I'm going to about the legal part. Let me start about the age. If will be adopted child, if is going to be your biological or stepchildren, those children must be below the age of 21 and must be unmarried. So if he's 18 years old, if he's 19 years old, is married, even if he's your biological child, you cannot include. must be unmarried under the age of 21. If you put the birth date and if someone is above 21, it will put the red that a child must be born by this date minimum, so that can be below the age of 21. The system will automatically not allowing you to enter someone who is above 21. And if he's married, you are not allowed again. Let's go to the legal part about the adoption. If you have adopted a child, you must have court documentation, legal documentation that is your adopted child. Don't bring to me that, oh, you know, I have been paying for school fees for this child since he was young. Is the daughter or the son of my nephew or my sister, but I'm the one who's paying school fees, so I have adopted. No, you haven't adopted. Adoption means you have legal custodian, legal rights to that is your child. Must come from the court. It doesn't matter whether the parents of that child are already died, that child is orphan. If you don't have legal documentation, you haven't adopted that child. Full stop, like that. And don't say, I'm planning to adopt next year. No, we are not talking about next year. We are talking about today. You don't have the legal documentation of adoption. Don't put that person on documentation that is adopted child. And this means you need to have legal, not just because of the lottery. In your life, you need to have legal documentation. I understand in developing countries, in most of the time, if I can talk in Africa, we don't take these, we assume, okay, because it's just like adopted is part of the family, so we don't need to do paperwork for the legal part. But remember, you are coming into Western. So how are we going to avoid some kidnapping, about bring children who are not yours? Because you must have the legal documentation so that you can transfer, you can come with a child, because you can, what if you grab a child from the street and bring the child to US? That will be another case. We need to prove that that is your child. You have a legal custodian, whatever, legal documentation that you have adopted that child is your child. Apart from that, you are not supposed to put that child down. So don't put the child of your brother. There is no sibling in the application. It's marital status and your children. Not children of your brother, not children of your sister. No matter how much financially, emotionally you are supporting, no matter how much time you spend with them, if they're not your children, they're not your children. Children must be biological, stepchildren, and the adopted one with the court documentation. But the question, another question I received today, someone said, I have a child with this woman, but the child doesn't have my name, but is my child. So some people or some cultures, they might use, maybe you might not be in good terms, so the woman might decide to put the name of her father, like her maternal or whatever, not your name, so can be in the woman's family name, they can use that name. So it's not your name in your birth certificate or in any documentation to prove that you are a father. So if you put that, this is my child, and you win, you are not just going to come, a child has a different name, there is no place you obviously you have to, it's your responsibility to go to do the court documentation of change of name, or to do the DNA to prove that you are the father. And then including, like if you win, before you come here, you have to prove that you are the father, either by one will be to go to do DNA, or to have court documentation to prove that you are the father before you process, because you are not in any documentation that you are the father of that particular child. So that is something to bear in mind. I know some of the people might not have good terms, things of that nature. But another question about children. Let's say John is my stepchild, but Hamisi is the father, or Adam is the father of that child. So that biological father can put that child in his application, and for me as a stepfather, I can also claim this one in my application. That is allowed too. But the point is, if both of you win, you will decide who will come with that child in the US. You have paper documentation and court documentation to make that kind of decision. United States of America and all Western countries take seriously the issue of children, and that is international law, international regulation. You cannot just travel with the kids randomly and especially move to another country. We don't allow that. We have to be very careful. We need to have all proof. You are the father, or you have legal right to have custodianship, to bring that child along with you. So those are the things which you need to consider when you are applying for the green card lottery. So even if you don't have the photo, make sure you have the photo of your children. So I know some people, they are in different countries, or they have problem with their mothers, whatever. Try by enemies to get the photos, because if you don't include the name and the photo of the children, if you win and you are going to say that you are the father and these are my kids, means you lied during the application. You said you don't have kids, now you have kids. They are going to deny you. Go and read the green card lottery instructions. It is written on the children part. If you don't include and you win, you come later to say this is my child, they are denying you. And if you go back and say, oh, I still don't have children, you come to America, you come alone, and never in your life go to claim, oh, by the way, I have these kids. Unless otherwise you didn't know those were your kids, you were not written there in their name, and maybe they did DNA, they come to find you are the father. That is a different story. But if you're on the birth certificate, you know you were the father, you didn't claim those children, you are in so much trouble if you don't write them. So make sure you put them there, because the guy I was telling you, a Kenyan who is in Dubai working, he has been denied the visa despite he won, because he didn't put the name of his wife during the application, and he has 2 kids, and when he was going to fill the DS-260, he put his wife and those kids, and basically you lied. Technical knockout. Yeah. So that is something also you have to consider, repercussion on lying to the US government. If you lie, you are going to be out. So please watch the video, share the video. If you have applied, that's good. If you haven't, share to other people, and make sure you take note of this instruction. You have a question, put the question, your comment below, question here. I will respond to you. I'm sure within 12 hours, I'll try my best to respond to your comment. And subscribe here, watch the video here, suggested videos here, which can be able to guide you more to apply for the green card lottery, not to make any mistake which you can come to regret in your life. So thank you so much, and I wish you the best, and welcome to the United States of America if you win this green card lottery. Goodbye.